So, I recently rewatched Tenet again, and wow, this is a really good movie. Not on a story and character level though. It's not the best in that regard, but the technical stuff is it's impressive. It's really good. Like the way the movie's made, it blows me away. Like every time I watch it, it's just so impressive. All right, so let's get into it. So yeah, as I said, story and characters aren't the best. I think his other movies in that regard are much better. Like, I think Interstellar is far better than this. I think Inception is much better than this. But that being said, this movie is still impressive in its own right. So let's get into it. First thing, a lot of great visuals here. So first and foremost, camera composition, just really well shot. This is something all of his films, are really good in this regard. Is the camera composition just really impressive in that regard. Second thing, camera movements. And this is something I really noticed in this one. Christopher Nolan's actually getting really good at action scenes. Like, I remember when he did Batman Begins, oof, there's a lot of shaky cam, a lot of cutting, but I think the composition and movements and not too many close-ups, especially in the action scenes, it's pretty well done. I'll get into that a bit more in a sec, but I was really impressed by I think he's gotten a lot better at action scenes, just in general. I mean, Inception had some good moments there too, with some action scenes, but I think this one's definitely his best in regards to, doing action scenes. Okay, so the next thing is visual creativity. Man, this movie, the inversion stuff is so cool. Like, what else can I say? It's really creative. Yeah, it blows me away. Just every time I watch it, it makes you wonder how they did it, but at the same time, it's just quite the spectacle. It's really good in that regard. So great visual creativity. This is two things I'll say. I'll just get them both out of the way because this is a trademark of Nolan. I think the lighting and color palette. Both those things work in harmony together. I think he does an excellent job in all of his movies with this. Maybe one exception would be Memento. It's not terrible. It's just, it's fine. But following that movie, like The Prestige and just onwards, he's really great, I think, at lighting and color palette. Next thing, practical effects. This is a trademark again of Nolan. Crashing a freaking plane, like, even though it wasn't flying, it's still nuts. Like, my goodness. And just all the other stuff, like just how they did the inversion stuff. I've seen a little bit of behind the scenes stuff, but this is a trademark of Nolan, and it's really cool that he has the determination to actually keep at it with practical effects, and it really showed in this movie just how the inversion stuff was done. It's like, wow, how did they do that? And the next thing I'll say is following that, the choreography, because the way they do the inversion stuff, that actor actually had to act like he was doing stuff backwards in parts because they couldn't actually do certain bits in reverse. I don't get it, but it's insane. Like, they actually trained him to run in a weird motion that looked like it was running back. They were running backwards. I don't get it. It's impressive. Like, that's all I can say. Next thing, the acting. John David Washington and Robert Pattinson are really good. I think they bring a bit of humor, bring a bit of personality to it, because this movie is a little bit bland in that regard, but I think they bring something to it, and they definitely make it more entertaining to watch. That's for sure. Next thing, the music. Oh, the music. Even though this isn't done by Hans Zimmer, who's the composer of it? Ludwig Göransson, I think his name is. But yeah, like, the score in this is awesome. Like how certain bits are like played in reverse to really fit the theme of the film, the inversion stuff. It's really cool. It's an awesome soundtrack. I've just listened to this soundtrack just, during the day. Just like put the soundtrack on it. It's really good. I absolutely love it. It's so cool to listen to. I don't know. It's a great like techno soundtrack, I guess you could say. Yeah, it's really, really well done in that regard. I'm trying to find the guy's name. Ludwig Göransson. Yeah. I'm going to keep my eye on that guy now, because I think I've heard his music from something else. I've heard of his name, before this, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, next thing, this is a very small thing, and this is mainly due to the actors, but the humour. There's some little moments of humour here and there that I like. Like John David Washington just saying these little lines here and there. I like it. It kind of changed it up, because the movie does take itself pretty seriously, but it's nice to have these little moments of humour, I feel. Alright, next thing, badass moments, and this is just due to the inversion stuff. I had to add that because there are some really badass moments, just how they did it, just technically, but also just what's actually happening on screen. It's like, this is really cool. I feel like I'm saying it a lot in this review. This movie's really cool. Like, just, it is. It's insane, like, what they were able to accomplish here. Next thing, thought-provoking. It kind of messes with your head, actually, with certain things, but I feel like on rewatch, it gets you thinking about certain things. It goes, oh, that's how that bit happened, and that's how this bit happened. I think it's pretty cool. Like, as I said, not the best story, that's for sure, but it does get you thinking at times, I feel, which I always like. Next thing is concept. Just what it is, like the inversion and how things are playing out, and once again, just the visual spectacle of it is really cool. And from that, the action concepts as well. Like, what they're able to pull off in the action scenes is really cool. Like, yeah, this movie's cool. Alright. Alright, yeah, so the movie's cool. Alright, you've got that now. Alright, so last thing, rewatchability. I've rewatched this movie a couple times now, and I definitely see myself soon rewatching it again. Like, just even in the background, just, playing, and I'll just look at it here and there and go, oh, there's another great, scene, great shot, whatever. Yeah, this movie's great. It's really good. So, yeah, there was 15 things I liked about this movie. Probably more, who knows, on rewatch. I think each time I've watched it, I've found more to appreciate about it. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this review. I know there's definitely people that aren't crazy about this movie, and, that's understandable. Especially, like, it is rather confusing. Like, and as I said, the story's not great, the characters are definitely not very fleshed out. But that being said, there's a lot to appreciate here. There's really a lot to appreciate in this movie. And, yeah, I mean, like, what's something, like, I find his movies really have a certain emotional impact, which is a shame, because this movie doesn't have that. Like, I don't feel like at the end I'm like, oh wow, like, what a movie. I didn't really get that, I'm not gonna lie. Actually at the end I was kind of confused. I was like, wait, what? I kind of get it now, more so, but I don't know, like, it's a shame. It's a shame this movie, it could have been a lot better. If this story was great, man, this movie, I think I would have liked it more than Interstellar. If it had a really good story, really good characters, really good emotional impact, that's bang, 3 points already. But unfortunately, it's not. It doesn't have that. But you know what? It's still really good. It's still really impressive, and I'm glad he made it. It's a really creative film, and yeah, there's definitely a lot to admire about it. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the film. Tell me your thoughts about it, positive, negative. I'd love to continue a conversation in the comments below. And catch us next time.